Welcome to All About Albemarle, the segment where we talk about the things that matter to the people who live, work, and play in the city of Albemarle. I'm David Fath, the Communications Director for the city, and joining me today is Renee Van Horn, the Executive Director of the Stanley County Arts Council. This is a big year for the Stanley County Arts Council. It's their 50th anniversary, and we want to make sure that everyone knows about a special celebration happening in downtown Albemarle at the Stanley County History Center. What can you tell us?
We have a remarkable and a free exhibit at the Stanley County History Center called 50 Years of Cultivating Creativity. It has a rich view of everything that we have in the county, of what's available to the citizens in the arts.
Gotcha. And the exhibit is free. It can be viewed during the History Center's regular hours. That's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And people are going to want to see this pretty soon because time is running out. The
Yes,
exhibit
it is.
is closing on August 30th. What can you tell us about what people will see when they visit the exhibit?
There is something in there for everyone. One of my favorite sections is actually a wall called Success Stories. And this is personal journeys of people from Stanley County who have gone on and pursued their passion in the arts. And it's a varied, different genres. We have sculptors, and we have musicians, and we have composers, and we have graphic artists that do comic books. So it's very varied, and you'll see in their journey stories people's names that you will recognize from the local, that still live in the local community and still teach.
Yeah, there's really something for everyone to connect with in that exhibit. Let's talk a little bit, too, about the special exhibit case that you have in collaboration with the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame.
Well, Stanley County is very fortunate to actually have two inductees in the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. We have Lou Donaldson that was inducted in 2012. He is from Baden. He is a jazz master of the saxophone, and if you go in, we often have his music even playing in the background. We also have an exhibit that focuses on Kelly Pickler, who was inducted in 2016. So we are very grateful for the North Carolina Hall of Fame Museum for actually allowing us to borrow their exhibits.
Yeah, it's a very cool collaboration there. I also understand that there's a focus on the history of the Arts Council itself and some of the organization that it supports. What can people know about that?
So the Arts Council itself was started in 1974. We have the incorporation papers. We have a view of all the executive directors that have manned it. We also have kind of what our purpose is in the community, which you will see with the Cultural Education Program, Arts Person, Arts Educator of the Year. But we also talk about our biggest aspect, which is the grassroots funding. And that is what supports most of the arts organizations within our county with financial support. We also have artist support grant recipients that are included in this exhibit. And it's a once a year grant that they can apply for to help pursue their career in the arts.
And I understand the exhibit also features displays from some local arts nonprofits as well.
Correct. So we're the focal point when you first walk in, but the exterior in all of the cases focus on each of the volunteer arts organizations within the county that do receive the grassroots funding. So there's an exhibit on the URI Players, the Stanley Arts Guild, the Stanley County Concert Association, the Concert Band, the Talent Company, the Stanley County Chorale, and the City Youth Ballet.
There is so much in terms of cultural identity that's on display right there. And like I said before, it's really a case where odds are you're going to see someone you know or know of, and you'll be able to connect with something there. Let's also kind of talk about some of the events and things that people need to know about from the Stanley County Arts Council. What's coming up?
So in the month of September, there's some very exciting things happening. The Arts Guild will be bringing out their new exhibit called Nature at Its Best. So it's a competition, but also an exhibition. We are going to do the finale of our 50th anniversary celebration. We've had events happening since early March with the Low Country Voices and Celebration of the Arts, but we will conclude it with our annual concert with the Charlotte Symphony. It's a little earlier this year. It's September 14th at 7 p.m. at the Agri-Civic Center, and it's slightly different. It is actually going to be a full-length concert, so it'll start at 7 and probably end between 8:30 and 9 with an intermission. And resident conductor Robert James Lees, he has been with us since the beginning of 2018 when the concert started coming back to Albemarle. So he has curated a special program kind of coincide with an anniversary theme of the journey of the history of music, going back to the classical era as well as all the way to the pops with John Williams.
That's
so
fascinating.
It'll have a little bit of everything for someone. Some people who like the classicals with Bach and Mozart and Beethoven, but also Duke Ellington and John Williams and Copland will all be focused in the second part of the programming.
We're going to cover it all.
Yes.
That is great. What else is on tap here?
So we also have the Historical Society will continue their series called If the Graves Could Speak, the part 2. They had a part 1 last year. That is on September 15th, the next day at 3 p.m. at Central United Methodist. The Concert Association will bring their series to the Agra Civic Center beginning September 21st with New Blue Band, which is an acoustic bluegrass group. That's just the first of 5 concerts that they will bring to the community. And then the History Center will once again the Historical Society will once again can kind of conclude the month with their Rhythm and Brews lawn concert that happens in front of the Snuggs House. And that will be with Bucky and Laurel Hinson on Saturday, September 28th at 7:30.
That's always such a cool concert venue on
It
the porch,
really
all
is.
the lawn chairs out in front
Yes.
of the Snuggs House there. That's really cool. Well, Renee, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all this with us. What's the website that people should go to get information about dates and times and tickets and that sort of thing?
It is StanleyCountyArtsCouncil.org. You can purchase your symphony tickets there as well. We do have an arts calendar that all of the arts organizations will post their upcoming events, so it's a great source for that information. And then we also have a Facebook presence and an Instagram presence.
Very good. Renee, really appreciate your time and thanks for joining us. And again, don't forget there's only a few days left to see the 50 Years of Cultivating Creativity exhibit at the Stanley County History Center. That exhibit closes on August 30th. For Renee Van Horn, I'm David Fath. Thanks for listening to All About Albemarle.